Ignorance is bliss. What am I talking about? Stay tuned. We're going to talk about ignorance is bliss. When I talk about ignorance is bliss, it's the idea that is it better to be ignorant? Is it better to not question the status quo? Is it better to not really question the world? Is it better to just go along, just to be ignorant about everything? It's hard to really explain it in words, but it's this idea that basically you just live and you don't think about the world, you don't think about the economy, you don't think about money. You go to work, you have your house, you have your car, you have your kids, you grow old and you die. And along the way, you don't ask questions. You don't wonder about the greater meaning to life. You don't wonder about the stock market. You don't wonder if the US dollar is going to crash or if Bitcoin's going to go to $1 million. And it's just a simple way of living. And I think about this all the time. I think about how much time I spend just wondering, asking questions, debating people. If I had all the time back in my life that I spent debating people on the ideas, the theories of life, the why we're here, why money exists, or how money exists, all that, as if I just had all that time back, I don't know, would I be happier or not? So if I just stopped caring, if I stopped caring about the stock market, if I stopped caring about making more and more money, if I stopped caring about Bitcoin and researching and doing all this stuff, what would I do with my time? And I think it's so hard to actually go back. You can't go back to not caring, and you can't go back to not asking questions. You can't wake up one morning and be like, hey, from here on out, I'm no longer going to care. I'm no longer going to research. I'm no longer going to ask questions. When things happen, I'm just not going to care. And I wonder, would I be happier? I really, really wonder, would I be happy living that way? Could I do that? Could I just stop caring? Could I go get a normal job, 9 to 5, go to work, and not care about being better at my job or not care at any of that stuff? And I just don't know if it's possible. I don't think it's possible to go back. It's like the Matrix. Once you understand the reality, once you take the blue pill or the orange pill or whatever it was, whatever Morpheus had for Neo, once you do that, there's no going back. So once you realize that there's another world out there, how could you ever just live in a simple, ignorant world where you don't ask questions? I know a lot of people that just go to work every day. They don't have really any understanding of the overall world in terms of financials or the debt or the cryptocurrency. And I'm probably sounding like I'm really conceited because all I really think that matters in life is the stock market, cryptocurrencies, and stuff like that. But really, when it comes down to it, it's asking questions of why things are the way they are, why humanity values certain things over other things, and why certain people are rewarded for not actually doing good jobs at whatever they do. Just all these different questions out there. And it kills my mind sometimes. My mind just never stops running because I'm always thinking about why these things are happening. Why is the world the way it is? Why do banks run the world? And why does this happen and all this? So it really comes back to this idea of, could I just stop? I just want to stop thinking about all that stuff. And I want to just go back to an ignorant, simple way of life before I knew any of this stuff. When I was younger, it was the idea that, hey, I'm going to buy a car, I'm going to go to the beach, go surfing, I'm going to buy a house, maybe a boat, and I'm going to live at the beach or whatever I was going to do when I was younger. But now it's just like I couldn't do that. I couldn't just stop wanting to become better or understanding or building my understanding of the world and understanding just the overall world and how it all works and how money moves and how people do what they do. And I don't know. Sometimes I really just wish I could take a pill and go back in time and just wipe it all out and not know any of this stuff anymore and not ask questions. What is the meaning to life? So it's really that question. Could I go back? I want to be ignorant again. I want to stop caring. I don't want to know what the meaning to life is anymore. I don't want to wonder if there's another greater civilization out there in the middle of space somewhere. I just want to be simple again. So is ignorance bliss? And I think sometimes, I sit here, I go to the mall or something, I sit there in the food court and I look around and I see people on their phones. I see people that are just shopping that are happy as could be. They're happy. They're just there and they're just walking around aimlessly. They have no idea what's going on in the world. They have no idea that at any moment it could all come to an end because all they think about is just what they have. They have, a little bit of money. They got their house and they go to the mall and they live that life. And it's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that by any means. And I actually do envy those people who can live like that because I kind of want to live like that. But at the same time, I don't know if I could ever go back to being like that, not asking questions. So maybe this is a total ramble, waste of a video, but something to think about. I think a lot of you guys can relate to, how we are, because we're traders. We're always kind of asking questions and wondering about things in life, not just monetary issues, but just overall life issues. Why companies are the way they are, or why things happen. And I don't know. I feel like as a trader, you just start to become skeptical of everything. And it's an issue. It's an issue that I have, and I think a lot of people out there can relate to that. So I don't know. Maybe we can start a little discussion below. Leave a comment if you feel like I'm totally off base here. Or maybe you can relate to the idea that, hey, I wish I could just stop caring and just go back to living before I knew about the Matrix. Now it's all in my head. I can't get it out. I can't get it out of there. So I don't know. Leave a comment.